J Bachelor Hip Hop Weekly Magazine, Houston, Texas. You know how we do it. We keep our ear to the street. We check for the underground as well as the artists you already know. Now, this is the first time for this young man being on the website, man. So first of all, thank you for coming through.
Thank y'all for having me.
Talking to us on a nice Sunday evening, man. How was your weekend? Halloween weekend.
My Halloween weekend been shitty, but it's about to get better next month, November, man.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna get that.
Already.
November 25th is a very special date. Very special date. Before we get into that, the future, I want to talk about the past, the present, and all of that before we get them ready for what's to come.
For sure.
Kind of introduce yourself, man, and tell us what you represent.
Man, it's Phresh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from 3rd Ward, Texas, Houston, Texas to be exact. 23 years old, in school, 2 jobs, when I dropped the hottest mixtape for the year.
In school, 2 jobs, hard-working man, ambitious man.
Hard-working, and all transitions from the school work to the job to the music, so it's all going hand-in-hand with one another as a driving force.
Absolutely. So what are you studying in school right now?
History and economics.
Okay, cool. Now, why'd you pick those 2 majors to kind of jump into?
Because they go hand in hand. I ain't gonna lie to you, when I first got in school, I didn't really know what I wanted to major in, but I had a dope-ass teacher my freshman year. I told him, I was like, history is just dates and faces, why do that subject? And he was like, well, honestly, you gotta look at it in a different light. It's a system called ESP 123. I was like, what's ESP 123? He was like, economically, socially, and politically in 1 to 3 ways. He said, as long as you can tackle one of those in 1 to 3 ways, you can hold a stance in any conversation. So I took that and ran with it. So that's why I did economics as my double major, because they go hand in hand with one another.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely. 2 jobs as well, so going to school, double major, 2 jobs. Where do you find the time to write and record music?
I'm insomniac, I never sleep, so usually when I'm up all wee hours of the night, I'm writing music, putting things down, hitting up my boy K Rain, man, going over songs with him, letting him know, hey, I got this. He's like, man, you did it that fast, it just comes so easy to me, it's so fluent. I can actually thank school for that, helping with the creative writing process, and all go hand in hand, so.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're still a young guy, but it's
yes,
it's interesting to kind of learn about an artist's influences and some of the guys that kind of made them want to pursue a music career. So coming up, who are some artists you looked up to and who inspired you?
I ain't gonna lie, coming up, Nelly and the Same Lunatics was my favorite rappers. Nelly, Ludacris. Of course I'm a Lil Wayne fan, but I ain't really get on the Wayne train till about 8th grade when the Drop 3 came out for me, and I was like, yo, nigga's nice. So
right.
Of course, the Carters was my jams, but any mixtape Wayne ever blessed, it was all influential to me.
A lot of people mention Wayne when we ask that question, but we don't get a whole lot of Nelly St. Lunatic, responses.
Well, Nelly was like a pioneer, man, because he was so influential as far as like the fashion and the clothing. I mean, we got a lot of guys now like A$AP Rocky, Travis Scott, that a lot of the kids growing up like my age and younger look up to, but it's like, back 10 years ago, I'm looking at Nelly like, I remember Halloween, like you mentioned earlier on, I wanted to put the Band-Aid on my face and be Nelly and rock the forces, and then Nelly put us on the J's and then linked up Paul Wall and the Ace with the grill, so it was just trend-setting. He was trend-setting, and that was a big influence on me, because I knew that when I wanted to make my mark in music, I wanted to be a trendsetter as well.
Absolutely. So in what ways would you say you're setting trends with your music or your kind of your image as an artist?
My image, for sure, well, I wear different stuff, man. I ain't really been one to like color coordinate and all that. I just kind of put on how I'm feeling. I might be feeling the ripped jeans sometimes, or the Timbs, like I wear Timbs in the summer. It's just what I'm into, like boots and that kind of style is what I'm into. But as far as the music goes, just the sound in general, it's not something that you can just easily connect to a local artist, which makes it different. It makes it more abstract, it makes it more wild. So I hate when people try to put you in a bracket with certain other artists and certain people. I'm trying to open doors for many other people like myself that's trying to come out with new music.
Absolutely. So, you mentioned guys like Wayne and Nelly and A$AP Rocky, Travis Scott. As far as your music goes, what kind of audience do you think is going to gravitate toward your sound?
Well, see, that's what the beautiful thing about this first mixtape is. I'm trying a lot of different styles on it. It's going to feature 10 tracks. Everything from party anthems to the slow riding jams. I sing too, so I got a few R&B joints on there. So it's a mixture of a little bit of everything. So I'm trying to reach everything from every crowd, from middle schoolers, because even like the language permits it, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to reach everything from the middle schoolers to even if you're 50 and 60 years old, you can, even if you ain't turning up off no drink, you can just get you a glass of wine and have a good time and enjoy Phresh's music. That's what it's all about. Because that's why I named myself Phresh in the first place, because the music speaks for itself. It's a lifestyle for me. It ain't just the way I dress and the way I talk, but it's just something I picked up early in college. My freshman year, I was working at Finish Line at the time, and I always used to get the new J's. And every time I come to class on the Tiger Walks, I go to TSU. They'd be like, "Ah man, DJ always fresh." All I heard, I was like, "That's the name." I had the longest time trying to figure out the name. I said, "Fresh gonna be the name. That's gonna be the joint that's gonna rock."
Absolutely. So kind of tell us about November 25th. We talked about that earlier on in the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us why that's such a significant date for you.
It's a significant date for me because that time last year I was in one of the roughest patches of my life as far as like family going and situations as far as financially and everything. And it's a date that kind of set the tone for me moving forward back towards this year. And also, you know, I lost one of my good friends, I would say about a month and a half ago, one of my best friends for 13 years, and it was actually his birthday, so that's why I chose that date as well, because out of everyone, including like I got my best friend Kev, you know what I mean, but besides Kev, he was the only one that kind of like really pushed me influentially as far as the music goes and kind of kept me on the right track, like, hey, you need to do music, I know you're in school and stuff, but you got a passion for the music and you got a drive for it, so do it.
Right.
And then losing him, it was like, man, you know, all right, I'm finna take it serious now because the only person that had talking to me about it is gone, so I gotta go full stride, and that's what I'm doing on
So
this.
the 25th of last year was a really low period for you personally, but the 25th of this year is gonna be a more
it's the day of
celebratory
reckoning, yeah.
It's
like, the day of reckoning. Yeah.
Right. You get to kind of balance things out with this kind of rebirth of you,
right,
or the emergence of you as an artist.
Right, and I think that's another thing that makes it unique because everything I tell, like all the stories and the music, is all genuine and true. For me, it's never something I sit there and think of, oh, I gotta make this and that rhyme. It's more so of I'm telling my true life story and it just happens to rhyme. Therefore, people really ain't got no choice. Almost better fuck with it in a sense because it's so genuine and true.
You got a track that's out there right now that you can hop online and check out. And
not at this current time. We haven't released any singles yet. We've been going back and forth, man, because out of those 10 tracks, it's like, in my opinion, it's like 8 singles worthy on there. So it's been a little bit of a struggle, but we might be dropping something in the near future for them to check out. But definitely everything's going to be available to grab on November 25th for sure.
Let them know where they can get the mixtape and get these tracks.
Oh man, the mixtape's gonna be self-titled Phresh. You'll be able to get it on, of course, SoundCloud, DatPiff, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, pretty much any platform.
Wherever you go to get your music, you can find it. You won't
see Phresh.
Phresh, most definitely. Hey man, final thing I want to ask you is, what do you want to say to the people that have believed in you, got behind you, and supporting you as you kind of prepare yourself for November 25th? What do you want to tell those people?
To all my family and friends that's been supporting me through the whole journey from the low times to the higher times, man. I really appreciate it. It helped motivate me. Everything that I've even been told from other family members and everything, it kind of like flows into the lyrics, like little quotes and sayings, because they've empowered me in ways that when you initially hear them, you don't really reflect too much upon them until now. So I just want to tell everybody that's been rocking with me, let's keep rocking to the top and let's go beyond.
Absolutely. November 25th, the day of reckoning, is what he calls it. Phresh. Thank you, brother, for coming through and stopping by. And definitely, you know, when you figure out that single is going to be sure to hit us up, man.
Yes,
send it to us so we can share with our online family, our online audience as well. Phresh, yo, before we go, brother, hit them with your social media, your Twitter, your IG. How can we keep up with you online like that?
Definitely. You can get at me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Pretty much every social media outlet I have, you can get at me. That's going to be at Boudreaux Papi, BOUDREAUXPAPI.
And that's for Twitter, IG,
that's for everything.
Streamline. That boy is serious. He streamlined his whole social media.
It's a brand, baby. Phresh, Boudreaux Papi.
Houston, Texas. Phresh is in the building. November 25th is the big day. Keep your eyes open. Keep your ears open. And we out.